All the time when there were people in competition, some of them try to be more successful by cheating or taking some drugs. The issue was addressed in the 1970s doping controls. And since this time, it was always a kind of competition between the people abusing and the people try to detect it. Doping effects normally are speculated to be not more than 10 to 15% of performance enhancing. That's not so much, but it makes a difference between winner and second one. When we're talking about doping, we have to talk about very specific physiological modifications. Which physiological characteristics have impact on physical performance? We can say, okay, one aspect is endurance, strength, velocity, and also some cognitive abilities, so learning capabilities. We have a really big issue with diabetes. So we have a lot of companies' intervention strategies to treat people with diabetes type 2. Many of them address skeletal muscle mass. And so we have many different techniques used to increase skeletal muscle mass for these type 2 diabetic patients. And now all these drugs and these techniques with the endpoint type 2 diabetes can all be abused for doping purposes, because when a healthy, powerful young athlete uses the same drug, it could result in an increase of performance. And this is the problem we have in the moment. It's much more complicated to detect a manipulation or to detect the uptake of, for example, EPO, erythropoietin, or growth hormone or something like this, because they take peptides and the half-life of these proteins is very short. But when you make a manipulation in your genome, the information is maybe forever or for a very long period of time in your body. And we have the very sensitive PCR techniques. To summarize, it's not easy, but I think to detect gene editing is not more difficult like detect any form of doping.
QIAGEN.
Sample to insight.